Hello everyone, I hope you guys are doing well. My name's Eva. I want to thank you for joining me here. Just taking some nice deep breaths to start. We're really focusing in on the root in this session. So breathing as you feel called. I don't really want to direct where you feel called. Just as you like to open and melt into the awareness of your unity, the awareness of your beingness, and then simply into the experience of your beingness. Really letting that come self-directed from you, capital S self, directed from your inner being. Because in this session we are focusing on the root. It's a deep shift, I feel, in the root. Settling, flowering, and then offering to the field, karuhi shikiatis, in terms of your identity. And this feels very significant, and I'm going to do the trance meditation this week. So if you want to be in the loop, you can sign up for my newsletter because I announce them all there, but I do also post them to the whatever community tab here. This idea of authority, because sometimes we talk about spiritual authority and other people talk about spiritual authority, but you know I love words and semantics, and that root, that Latin root, is intertwined with tyranny. And so we're kind of moving in what takes place of authority: certainty, confidence, assurance, awareness of truth, memory of self as part of God, fearlessness. But it's not authority in the sense, because that is, that's very entwined, that's coded with domination over another. The perception that we are expanding into in terms of unity consciousness, Christ consciousness, there is no other. We might still see other bodies, but we are in awareness that they are one with us. We would not try to influence them. We would not command them, and we would not command the field, because to command implies that there is, or would be, or could be, a resistance to your directive. Sini morota tinyandratisisia tashtika rutu korukutikarais dadaitit. It implies a conflicting interest. And spirit perception sees no conflicting interest. It sees through illusions into truth. Yes, with the power of our minds, do the illusions that we made here, does the hellscape that we chose feel real to us and we do experience those effects in fear? Yes, I've never not said that. But if you want to remain there, that is what you will have. The way that we transcend that experience is to choose to see differently. And we're not trying to convince others of this, but we're also not being swayed or pulled into argument. And it doesn't, at this point, we don't have so much room for doubt. And so if other people are bringing that up to us, don't let that shake your perception. Don't let that shake the door that you've opened to Spirit's perception that is guiding you to see through the center, through illusion, so that you know that you can walk, right? This root be feeling very like embodied in form in the way that you walk. So you might walk through what looks like hell. And we talked about this in the member video, but you're walking in a certainty. And we hear a lot of the spiritual community, we talk about surrendering, we hear about we are not in control of anything, and everything's orchestrated or guided or planned. And yes, God has a plan, it is written, But I think it's very important that we understand where our choice lies so that we don't feel like victims. How would that not be replacing one kind of tyranny with another? That's still a belief in a god of tyranny. Kinandrati satsayosh. If we are truly created as our, in the image and likeness and beingness and purpose of our Creator, nandrayas nushi, that doesn't make any sense to me. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And I don't feel like that's not what's coming through to be shared through me. It is understanding, though, where the choice lies and where we actually change things. We don't change the world of form. We cannot change the world. We change ourselves, and what comes through us into the field is different. What we project is different. And that orchestrates events. But most certainly we are orchestrators. We are composers. We are shapers of form. And if you don't believe that, look at your vocal mechanism. Articulation of sound. Is that not shaping form? That form, by the wave of particle movement, is shaped through the air, and it is received by someone else's hearing mechanism, and it moves their cochlear hairs in a pattern, which then they biochemically interpret as words or music. And that has meaning for them, right? That they made. So we are already doing this, and we are already doing it with our bodies. It's not about technology that we produce or represent outside of ourselves. We're already doing it. We are already doing it. These gifts are eternally given. You need not be more worthy of them than you already are. They've already been given to you. They are guaranteed in your creation. We are awakening to the memory of them, that they are already here. We need not learn them. We need accept them. Do not need to focus on what else you need to achieve to be worthy of receiving them, or what you need to clear. Don't focus on blocks. You reaffirm your blocks by continuing to say that you have them. Sinsa karitis. Why continue to make yourself unworthy? Why continue to make your littleness what you're focusing on? We have to practice accepting ourselves as perfection. We do not need to continue to practice seeing ourselves as wounded. And if you do believe that you do, ask yourself who you think is keeping score over your life. What tyranny is ruling your life if you would keep yourself in a perceptual mechanism where you are constantly making up for something? I don't believe that's what God did. I believe that's a choice that we collectively made at the beginning of time. Sin socorro kotish nandrikayana porro kunandreatis nandrais niosh nokorates. Tatias notorro konandrikiti kiaya shikiritis. The plan for remembering is only necessary because we have chosen to forget. We weren't placed here in an obstacle course or a school of remembering that we're God for fun. Kinandrahisit. We made a wrongful choice about what we are, and now we need lessons to remember, and then it was written to remember. God wasn't like, ooh, let's make all these beings forget. That is a negation of your own free will. And that's a refusal to take responsibility for the power of your mind. And I know that could sound harsh, but that is where the responsibility lies. That's the power of your mind. To say, if I continue to choose to see that way, as a wounded, separated being, that is what I will have, and that is what I will have chosen and asked for and received. But there's another way to see the world. And what's keeping me from seeing it? That's what you have to ask. What is it that's keeping me? What am I allowing to keep myself from seeing? What am I believing? What is the belief that is keeping me from accepting myself as the fullness of what God has made me? Source, creator, whatever word you use. Kinandorru kunandri kisit sinchi kidayato korruhu tuah mata innata. Sorroto yoshokorokuna inimaut. Kinyandaraiti hyorro tashtiat. Because now it's about walking the walk. Kinandrakorrokotita tu yoshokorokunatriatis. As the old continues to dismantle, as it continues to fade away, as we have this cross bleed over between, in this in-between space, that you don't question the past. You keep walking. Certainty is for you. Shin satriat, certainty of what you are. It's not, but it's about understanding at what level that comes from. It's not of the world of dreams. Your certainty comes from your reality. So it's not about magic wanding all of your circumstances to be the way that you think you want them. When you see with spirit's perception, that's no longer the relevant situation. It's not about form anymore. You have to be willing to let it not be about form. You are not your body. Forgive your body for being a symbol of separation. We think we glorify the body by saying it has all this spiritual technology or whatever. But look at the world around us and the way people mutilate their bodies and hate themselves. It is a symbol of separation. The way we contain the self to, I am Eva. Eva is contained to this body. This is my separate self. This is who I am. All that is outside of me is not of myself. These are separate people with separate motivations, separate goals, separate lives. We share one life. We have the appearance of separateness, but it is not real. Let what that shift, let what that change of mind does, then you do the orchestrating with spirit. It's a different kind of shaping. But it's much easier. It's not hard. It is not needing to be effortful. Kindiatakorokini patashi, kinikarieta kanahiniam de idiotus torro kunait, sionso coroana, shurro kunihimairi tisior kotayai, hiniamahurro kunashtatandarati, sitsa hostikidi umorro kunamna traisiotsu kushtikana yansata a, ha wurrutuku, rayana mahini, hinianda hosto raish, Sonyum diatakarihiti yorrotoratis, sioshekiritinyam nyat atakura isha kiandahiatat, sanzakina, torrotoat, andiata, urrotokimati, shikinindiatakonuyurrotis, hiniandrihiniana iriat, iariatia sosoash, yamatas nasna sansa kinandahina, urraaya porrohoyashtakirit. Hiniandakinatas achtaka istatas non sotashiti sitsi. Shinindisat sanaorro. Andratis. Allow illusions to be illusions. Don't cling to them as if they are real. Kandat orrut. Remember who you are. Korrutash nindritis natri untosotohitat. Let all of life show you what you are. Right? It's power without authority, without the tyranny, non trut ushnatrikit, because authority is power plus tyranny. And so we don't want to replace another tyrant. We don't want to replace one tyrant with another under the guise of it being like a spiritual thing. There is no tyranny in God. Kantatus no tashnin datikanai. Hinanauma oro harihiria tosto kashnatra. Haya torro kunin humnyandasni shinito araitik. Sio shorro inamato kono inda takina tasit sitiat. Hinyamao rahani. Hinyambaoshi. It's time to rise above seeing yourself in opposition to what doesn't agree with your thought system. You're not in opposition to it. You don't need to fight it. Ahora kina ma ochiki orokotat inatatataya sunsokosh. Now that doesn't mean that you don't, when you feel called, speak your truth. But it doesn't have to be in opposition to, it is merely speaking your truth. And then you allow what that is to take its effect. Kianantra kina tokorkonaish. Sanza kinandrahis no son sorkonatrain. Hiniandait hita oro hinianarat yanashu sunnin jiti kiot. Sioro itima taina ini sorkonatriatis. And there is a strong message of the angelic field coming through, but I really want us to open to allowing that to show you what it is without your preconceived notions of what you think angels are, because this to me feels very much like a vast web of communication. It is information, it is communication, and it's all singing the truth of the one. They are not separate beings. Kanandratisik, it's not a hive mind of separateness. Kita korokotitayat, that looks like it's separate. It's not like the representations we have of that kind of thing. This is very different, and it's this new to us perception is very different, and it's not based in the duality of death. And so we have to let it be what it is. We have to let it be different. We have to let ourselves not understand it with our egos, but trust the recognition that we feel. And don't use, like, throw everything out. Pieta korokutiata. Not literally, you don't have to throw all your stuff out. But like your old ideas that you've been using to interpret different spiritual messages. We don't need them anymore. They're not going to be leading us to where we're going. Things that were written thousands of years ago are not for this time. Kita korokuti kanam dati sitsiatish. If they're in the way of like instructional reference, the light of the truth of the wisdom of the eternal wisdom, right? The eternal wisdom that is in not just ancient texts, but things written today. That ancient wisdom is unchanging. So when you find something that has the unchanging truth that you feel ringing inside of you, that's not really what I'm talking about. I'm talking about interpretations of form. This is a new kind of form. None of that was based in this more expanded plasmic solar reunion of consciousness. This is a new form. Let yourself be on the vanguard of it. Let yourself be the one who is interpreting it in new forms. Let yourself be the messenger. Let yourself be the angel. They're not so far as I can tell, they're not a species of form. They're a purpose. They are a communication. And everyone can be that when they choose to be a teacher of God, when they choose to be love. What else would that be? If God is love and you are choosing to let yourself be love, are you not then an angel if you are a messenger of God? Let yourself be that. This is what I keep saying. Don't hold yourself back from life. Don't hold yourself in separation from unity, from God, from love. You are love. Let the grandeur be yours. Don't play around in littleness and thinking that someone's going to punish you for being blasphemous or taking on too much, or that you don't know your place in the totem pole as a measly little human. No more of that for here. If you want that, there's so many other places you can go, but not here. Kinandraya torrohaya shanokunamatiat. Kinandraya norum nitrias nostaka tas nandratis nindri kin yatorut. Kinandrayi niomorro kuraya shnogorro konandrayatis and zaish. And let that break apart your pain. Let that change your body. Let it change your mind. Let it change your emotional structure. Let it undo the past. Let it make you new. Amen. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you would like a one-on-one session, you can book that in the links below. There's different time increments, and if you want like a recorded trance meditation, that's available, comes with written guidance. Very powerful. The written guidance I offer is very, 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 very powerful code. It's some of my favorite work to do. So if you're interested, and then there's always the themed trance meditations, I've been re-listening to them and working with them, and they're opening up in different ways. So they're not just a one-time thing, they open up, and so much more can be revealed through them as we move forward and through time, as we unravel time. So all that is below. It's a powerful time for our remembering. All time is a powerful time for our remembering. That is what time is for. But as we link up together, we offer that even more strongly to the field. We have no idea the effects of our choosing. It brings peace to all minds who are willing to see. And it makes it a lot easier for those who are unwilling to feel safe enough to maybe make a different choice. We not have to be around them. We are not our bodies. We allow spirit to move that through us. But when you choose to see yourself one in the field, you kind of do get to see. You are allowed. You are a creator being. They want to show you. They want you to remember who you are. It helps them too. Okay, thank you all very much, and I'll see you next time. God bless you.